Warning, censorship. Warning, censorship.
Then all of a sudden, they started coming in. It was like a shooting. There was more police officers than members. And they were like all around, by every entrance, by every exit.
The Rebel gets results. We've got a Fight the Fines victory to announce to you today. But first, I want to bring you the terrible story of Shia Katz. Now, he's an Orthodox Jewish man from Montreal, and he received a criminal charge after the police barged into his synagogue while he was praying on the Sabbath and started issuing tickets and arresting people for COVID violations. The whole thing is crazy. It's outrageous. Shia reached out to us through our Civil Liberties Project, fightthefines.com, for help. So we connected him to a Quebec-based lawyer at no cost to him. Now, his ugly story has a very happy ending because between the time that I first interviewed Shia to get his story down, but before I was able to connect with his Fight the Fines lawyer, Christina Mukari, we already had a win for Shia and a win for religious freedom. It's very exciting. First, take a listen to Shia tell his terrible story here.
I went into the synagogue in the morning, as by us, is a big part of the life is going to the synagogue to pray. So Saturday morning, I went to the synagogue and I went to pray. And usually the synagogue is in normal times, before COVID, used to be like a packed synagogue, a few hundred people. Now it was in the whole building, maybe 30 people maximum. Big synagogue, big room. I was sitting in the basement of the synagogue, which is a big room, and there was other 7 people in that room. I was studying my book, waiting for the prayer to start. And all of a sudden, people came in screaming that police is here. Police is here. Okay, we do nothing wrong. I mean, because Friday was announced by the public health commissioner in Montreal that they allow synagogues to open and to have. They said that at 10 people per entrance, what they understood. That it can be every entrance, so that means in the synagogue would be allowed, like, I think they have 4 entrances, I'm not sure, to be like 40 people in the synagogue. But they came in over there, police officers, like, so first there was just outside, and you say, don't open the door, whatever. Then all of a sudden, they started coming in. It was like a shooting. There was more police officers than members. And they were like all around, by every entrance, by every exit. So I decided I will continue to do what I'm doing. Everything is legal. I have 7 people in the room, social distance. I had a mask. Nobody around me. It was like a big room, 7 people, almost, very far away each other. And all of a sudden, the police officer came to me. We're going to give you a ticket. Send me the information where we're going to send the ticket. So just to explain a little bit, our religion said that we don't carry anything with us. We don't have any ID. So they will start asking ID, and people explain them that we don't have ID with us, Jewish community. So they start identifying people, basically taking an identification. So they ask me the information to send the ticket. So now I am my primary residence. I was born and raised in Montreal. Then I married in New York. In summertime, I'm in Montreal for a few months. I'm going back and forth to my parents. So I'm time over there. So I give the information for the officer where to send the ticket. I gave my father's information to send because he's the owner over there. Anyway, then she left. So I went out to see everybody's leaving. I'm gonna leave. It's illegal. I'm gonna leave. I came out to the main, one of the main entrances. Another police officer say, identify yourself. So I say, for the ticket, I already gave my information. Whatever. No, identify. Okay, I gave my name. Okay, do you have a driver's license? I say, yes, I do. Okay, so the only thing they have, basically, the police officers, is they have the same database they're using when they're giving tickets. When they stop people, they don't have any other information. So basically, they try to they put my name, my address, and they don't find anything because I don't have a Quebec driver's license. I have a American driver's license. So they asked me again. I was traumatized. I didn't realize that that's what's going on, because it was like I had like surrounded with police officers all around. I never saw it in my life. I'm not used to see so much police officers. And whatever. Then they asked me again, we don't see you in the system. Again, we give you one more chance. Don't lie to us. What's your name? I give my name, Shia Katz. What's your address? I give them an address. Do you have a driver's license? Yes, I guess I do. You're lying to us. You're under arrest. So they put handcuffs on my hand. They took me out. When I came out, I saw it was media all over. They took pictures of me. They put it on. I was famous. All my friends saw me. Front page. I'm the biggest criminal. What I did. I came to a synagogue. There was 7 people in the room. I was allowed. Later on, after Saturday, I heard that they changed the rules. In middle of Saturday, they sent an email, and we don't open emails on Saturday. Nobody saw the email that they changed, that they allow only 10 people per building. Because the police officers themselves, one of them say, when I asked them what's the problem, what we did, they say, no, it's only 10 people per floor. So I say, come on, there's only 7 people here. She say, no, I was outside and I saw in the bathroom other 3 people. So it's a total of more than 10. Actually, so whatever, they find that the floor is more than 10. Other police officer came, they say, no, it's only 10 people in the building. They didn't know what's the law. They themselves, so if they don't know the law, I don't know how they want me to know the law. So actually, they took me in the police car, which is, for me, it's sad because it's against my religion. I'm not allowed to go to the police car on Saturday, but whatever, I don't know if you're familiar. Anyway, they took me, they asked me, where's your address? I gave them the address. First, they didn't believe me because I'm lying to them, yes? So they let me sit in the car, and they say, the longer you won't cooperate, the longer you're going to stay with us. I say, well, what I'm doing? I give you my address. They say, no, give me your address. I say, I give you your address. This is my address, the same address I gave you. And they said, this is my address. Okay, so finally, they drive me to my address. And they say, okay, wait. So my mother over there, my mother, my wife, my kids, they was start ringing the bell in the morning and banging on the door. And they got like, oh my, they seeing from the window, police officers, 2 police cars. It's not something they used to. And they start shivering, what's going to happen next? They didn't open the door, of course. So then they came to me and they say, okay, take us in. I say, hell no. You're going to take off the cuffs. You let me go like a normal citizen. I'm not a criminal. I'll give you my identification, whatever you want. But like this, I'm not going with handcuffs in front of my children. You can take me whatever you want. You can keep me how long you want. I don't care. So so they were going back and forth. Okay, they took off the handcuffs, and they let me finally go in. And I told them, please wait outside because I have little children. 7-year-old girl. I have 4-year-old. Please don't. One is 8 and one is 6. I'm sorry. And then I have my little child, my boy. Anyway, so please wait outside. And once I open the door, they say, you don't tell me what to do. You're just banging all of them into the house in front of my child. Suddenly they saw a bunch of police officers. They were, oh my God. I tried to talk to them and don't worry. They're nothing. They won't do anything. Whatever. They were looking like crazy. Okay, I gave them my ID, and they took a picture of it. Oh, it's not a Quebec ID. I say no. Oh, so now they realize why they didn't find me in the system. So instead of saying, oh, I'm sorry, since they already gave my information for the media, not my information, but they got arrested people for obstruction and for whatever they had, so they had to give me a ticket. So they gave me a court order with the criminal offense of obstruction of a peace officer. And so that's basically my story. My children were shocked and traumatized, and I had to, right after that story, I say enough is enough. I'm going out of this country, and let me continue. When it's safe to come back, I'll come back. It's not safe because of COVID. It's unsafe because of other situations. Right after Saturday, you can see. I don't know. I emailed her that the link from the media that was that they apologized for the community. That since the public health allowed to open the synagogues on Friday, but they actually apologized to the community. So all of the tickets they actually hand over to people they say they're going to mail, none of them was handed. So they didn't send any tickets to anybody. But my ticket is so far still in effect because I obstructed a peace officer by not doing anything.
By, I guess, having an American driver's license. I mean, I don't know why they would issue you a ticket like that.
It's not a ticket, it's a criminal offense.
It's a criminal offense. That's exactly it. And that's another problem here. You travel back and forth across the border because of your family. And if you have a criminal offense, that will seriously inhibit your ability to travel to the United States to see your family.
I mean, I hope not.
Well, that's why we are going to help you fight that criminal charge in court. We're going to help you through fightthefines.com at no cost to you. I think it's outrageous that the police barged into the synagogue.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. I think it's outrageous that the police barged into the synagogue while you were praying on the Sabbath. You're supposed to, I guess, understand that things have changed when even the police don't understand that things have changed. It doesn't respect your religion to send it in an email on a Saturday when you can't open emails. The fact that you were taken home in handcuffs and your kids were frightened. I mean, this is truly one of the worst cases that has come to us through fightthefines.com. And I just don't want you to fight this alone. We're going to help you at no cost to you.
Thank you. By the way, if you can see the public health, whatever, they agree, they admit right after Saturday that they were totally wrong. I mean, the Outremont neighborhood in Montreal, I don't know if you're familiar with that area, that neighborhood, it's extremely a quiet neighborhood. And you don't usually see any police car during the year. I mean, all years, 28 years I was in Montreal, I almost never saw a police officer in that neighborhood. Almost never. It's not like New York City, what you see police officers all around, like even downtown Montreal. It's somewhere where you never see police officers. And that Saturday, they sent hundreds of police cars from all units surrounding every single synagogue, small synagogue, bigger synagogue, banging on doors for people, for everybody had social distance. None of the buildings, most of the synagogues was really, really small, like groups, like I said, a big room, 7 people in the room out there. And they admit they didn't give me any violation for actually being in the synagogue because they canceled all the violations. They didn't give it for anybody, and they knew they were wrong after that. But unfortunately, that's what they actually the court. I don't know if you after that the community went into the court, in the Superior Court in Quebec, and they won. And the judge actually forbid the police officer not allowed to go into the synagogues. Almost short. So actually, the time that they came to the synagogue without the search warrant was actually illegal. First of all, by coming into the synagogue. And second of all, by coming into my house. So actually, they were not allowed to come into my house, I believe, without the search warrant. I was not a threat for anybody, and they were not allowed to come into the synagogue the first time. Nobody allowed them. It's not their property. I mean, if there's freedom, I don't know. But if we are in Russia and North Korea, then they can do whatever they want. I'm talking about in good times, yeah, and the Canadian law, I think. So, and the court actually said that we are allowed to be 10 people per entrance, which means that the entire being in the synagogue was 100% legal, even according to the COVID laws and everything.
And yet they have not withdrawn your criminal charge. You need a good lawyer. We're going to make sure you have one, and we're going to make sure that it comes at no cost to you. What do you think about that?
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Now, I was absolutely outraged to hear Shia's story. Health authorities were changing the rules for religious Jews on the Sabbath and then notifying them through electronic means on the Sabbath when they don't use electronic means on the Sabbath. So how was anybody supposed to comply with these new rules even if they wanted to? The whole thing was grotesque. But right after I interviewed Shia, we got word from the lawyer that the police were withdrawing that criminal obstruction charge that he had received. And that charge, as we pointed out, it would have seriously inhibited his ability to cross the border and visit his family. Now, here's Shia's Fight the Fines lawyer, Christina Mukari, to update us on his case. Take a listen.
Shia received a letter from the SPVM informing him that his case was basically put on standby for now. So the accusations that were presented against him were put on the side for now, indefinitely. And the only way that these accusations can be brought out again and brought to court would be if he gets in trouble again.
So I think this is a fantastic win for Shia, because he travels back and forth across the border all the time. And this was a criminal charge that would have inhibited his ability to see his cross-border family.
Absolutely. It's great for him. Like you said, he goes to the States all the time. Repercussions of having, a criminal offense against you are huge. So it's great for him. It's very good news. He's very happy about it.
We lawyered Shia right up, and his lawyer got results nearly immediately. That's why our largest civil liberties project to date, fightthefines.com, is so important. People are out of work. People are desperate. They're depressed. And how are we expected to live our lives in this way? It's so bizarre. And even worse, the rules are changing on the fly all the time. People need help to navigate the system, and people should not be receiving lockdown fines for going to church or synagogue, for opening their businesses, for walking their dog after an outrageous curfew, for protesting the government decisions to lock us all down, and for just doing normal things like walking around without a mask. If you'd like to help us help the hundreds of Canadians we've already taken into our Fight the Fines project at no cost to them, please donate today at fightthefines.com. As you can see, we are already getting results. For Rebel News, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. If you've received a lockdown ticket, I don't want you to pay it. I want you to fight it. Please plead not guilty and send that ticket to us at fightthefines.com, and we'll put you in touch with a top criminal lawyer or litigation specialist to help you fight your ticket in court. And if you have yet to receive a lockdown ticket, but you want to help those people who have, please donate today to cover their legal costs at fightthefines.com.